Let me just start off by saying I want Stefon Diggs on the Patriots. I think he'll be their best wide receiver. He'll be the best wide receiver they've probably had in six years, probably. The last good wide receiver they had here was Julian Edelman. I know there's been guys who have 80 catches. I think Demario Douglas is coming along, but that's a sixth-round pick. So I want Stefon Diggs. I think he'll help Drake May immensely. And you know what? Get him the ball. Just get him the ball. But money, right? Isn't it what it always comes down to is money? They bargained basement a little bit on Diggs. They did give him a pretty nice, $12 million signing bonus. But what is his current status when it comes to his physical? And reading here from Tommy Curran of NBC Sports Boston, the Diggs' current status creates an intriguing dynamic in which the star receiver in the team may have different motivations. This isn't the year to play with different motivations. So, I understand the Patriots and what they're doing. They gave a guy off an injury with some concerns because of his actions on the field regarding some quarterbacks. Is it good to bring him into a situation with a young quarterback like Drake May, but you've been passed by everybody? Nobody wants to play for you. You've tried to trade for guys. They didn't play here. You tried to sign guys. It didn't work. So you landed on Stefon Diggs. Now, there's a bunch of people in the room with a relationship to Diggs. Todd Downing's one of them, the wide receivers coach. There's plenty of people in there. Even Josh McDaniels' brother coached him a year ago. So there are a lot of relationships to Diggs, and everyone knows what he can do on the football field. But they signed him knowing he's coming off an ACL. They put a bunch of protections in there. It's a Patriots deal, no doubt. It certainly looks like he's progressing in rehab and all that. But that $12 million signing bonus, they don't have to pay it. Once he clears, they got to pay him three deferments of $4 million. So he's looked good on the field, but not ready to go for team activities. He can do individual activities. But he was pretty clear about what he does in his own personal life, and I'm fine with that. I don't care what he did, by the way. He's progressing. There's no doubt about it. But this is a quote from Curran. What's more interesting to me is there is a push-pull dynamic going on just below the surface with Stefon Diggs and the Patriots and his contract and the stipulation in it. It behooves Diggs to say, I'm ready to go. I could probably pass a physical now. Do you want to give it to me? And he makes it sound like the Patriots are holding him back to a degree. The Patriots, meanwhile, could say to themselves for two different reasons. One, strictly football. Stefon, probably you could pass your physical, and we're dying to cut you that check. But we don't want you to go out there and start pushing it more and more to the point where if we clear you now and give you a physical, then you're going to push it and you're going to hurt your knee. I get that. The Pats have some control there. Secondarily, though, and perhaps just as important, the Patriots gave him a physical today and passed him through and said, we're still just going to use you in those drills for now. But then they'll have to ante up that $12 million. The Patriots still have the ability to withhold that money. There's a dynamics for Diggs to say, I'm ready to go. How about it? Look at me. Then there's a dynamic where the Patriots say, we don't want you to blow your knee out, and we'd like to have some coverage here. I get it from the Patriots side of you. They're putting protections in the contract. Not to mention, is there really any rush here? Camp starts July 23rd. That's probably when I would start to get serious. I mean, they're 5 weeks away from that. 5 weeks away. I don't know what he does for the next 5 weeks. Maybe they're worried about the next 5 weeks when it comes to Stefon Diggs. Is he pushing it too much? Could he re-injure himself? He doesn't have to play in the preseason games. He could go on the PUP list if they really wanted to do that. But I think we will get a showdown. Diggs showing in practice, saying the right things, that he's ready to go. While the Patriots say, At some point, they're going to have to give him that money. Or do they? I hope the Patriots look at it and say this is what's best for Drake May. I don't know if he can start week 1. I really don't. A lot of guys who get injured, it's hard for them to come back within that amount of time. So, in a way, I kind of agree with the Patriots and what they're doing in their approach. But I think we're going to ask Stefon Diggs a lot. Hey, did you have your physical yet? Did you have your physical yet? And he probably looks great, and he's ready to go. Oh, this is going to be good. And this is where Stefon Diggs, can he show frustration? Can he be a leader? Everything we've heard right now, he's been a leader. He's been working with guys. He's been doing one-on-one drills with other guys as well. But in the end, people, it's about the money. They can't be playing games with wide receivers like this. I know we're in a town where it's like, oh, if you don't play, you don't get your money. No, how about this guy looks ready to go, can pass a physical in practice, but they don't think so. They want to do it on their watch. And they're the guys who will say, you're not ready yet, because they don't have to give them the money. I think this has become a story now. Is Stefon Diggs healthy for the Patriots enough and trust him enough to give him the money? We got 5 weeks to talk about this. Then there's actual camp. Then there's preseason games. And then will he be there week 1 or start the year on the PUP list? What's the cutoff of giving the money? I know there's installments here. This thing could go on another 2 months. I don't know. If I was owed $12 million, I'd look really good too. But if I'm the Patriots, they have all the time in the world to wait this thing out. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. We're here until 11. Skaz, you got anything on that? Or in a way, I would normally like to say Patriot deal. Look what they're doing to the guy. This is what they always do. But in a way here, they love what he does on the football field. He might not be ready. They also have plenty of time here, but he might look really good and want his money. I think we're going to get ourselves a little bit of a showdown here.
A standoff, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get a standoff?
And they need him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that's the biggest thing is they need him. Drake May needs him. Josh McDaniels needs him. The Patriot, I think fans, want Stefon Diggs, need Stefon Diggs on this team. Mike Vrabel's job, Elliott Wolf's job, this year is to make Drake May as comfortable as possible. Take that, year 2 jump. You don't want to have, and C.J. Stroud was one of the best rookies, we'd seen in recent memory in the NFL for a quarterback, and he kind of struggled last year at times. And that's a guy who, basically dominated his rookie year. So I think there are a lot of questions when it comes to Drake May and what the expectation should be this year. I think it's very high heading into the season, maybe too high, but with Stefon Diggs, he's in a much better, much, more comfortable spot. So anything other than, them, unless he fails the physical, if something is actually physically wrong with him, fine, that's an out. But from every video we've seen, from every workout, highlight he's posted, especially the flurry of them that we got after the, pink bag of whatever was on social media, it seems like that's going to be really hard to do. And I hope that that's obviously not what happened. So I'm in the camp with you. They need Stefon Diggs. Give him time if he needs it. If he wants the money, just give him the money now. You don't really have too much star power or, explosive talent on this team. Let's not upset the one guy you might have in that category on the offensive side of the ball. So play nice with Stefon Diggs.
I would like to make this clear that he could go for a physical and they just say fail him. So they never have to pay him. Now that would be stupid. Stupid. They'd save their money, those guys. They wouldn't have to, we were smart on this one. No. I'm just curious is he going to be as helpful without that money? Could he mouth off at some of the guys? Could he actually maybe go at some of the,
I would say no.
I think he needs to be on his best behavior to get the money. I get it. And I know in between the lines, the guy's solid. But you know how it works, guys. What do you got to do to get paid? And if he's good to go and he looks good, what's the holdup here? Really, the only holdup is the Patriots got plenty of time.